everybody, welcome to the Jayda InStitches show. It's August, and this is the time of year that I like to start working on things for my Christmas gift list. I also like to start padding out my make-ahead stash just in case I run up into some unexpected gift-giving opportunities between now and the end of the year. So today, Mr. InStitches and I thought we would round up a dozen projects that we've made video tutorials on, and we'll put links to all those videos in the description box down below. And these are all carefully selected. So they're things you can probably start working on right this instant. You already have what you need in the stash. Maybe it's a ball of yarn that you have left over from a project, something you bought intentionally but never really ended up doing anything with. And most of these are a single ball of yarn or less projects. We've got them broken up into categories. So we've got wearable stuff, we've got useful stuff, we've got some cute decorative stuff, and we've got some lightning quick things. So if you're looking for a last minute gift or some really nice things to make ahead, these are literally some of my favorites. I find myself going to these sorts of projects and making them over and over and over again because I love them and the people I give them to love them too. So let's jump right into it. Okay, Mr. InStitches, what do you think we should start with?
Well, how about the clothing?
Clothing? Mm-hmm. Clothing it is. Okay, so we've got 4 things that fall into the clothing category. Let's start with a hat. This is the most recent wintry hat pattern that we've done. And as an added bonus, we did a tutorial on the fluffy pom-pom. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1 project. There's a tutorial on how to make this chunky bean stitch hat for anybody. So this isn't stitch sensitive, it's measurement sensitive. And you know us, we love to make our projects, especially for wearables that are kind of either one size fits all, or you can figure out how to make it to fit yourself or anybody you love. In that video, we even have made one for a doll, so you can really make this to fit anybody. It's a nice soft stitch. It's got a neat sort of texture. It's a really quick make, and it's the kind of yarn or kind of project that you might want to use up one of those pretty chunky balls of yarn that you bought and you don't know what to do with. So I have one here. So this is gorgeous. This is a chunky weight, so that's typically a size 5. It's a beautiful variegated ball of yarn. There's about, I don't know, 250 grams in a ball like this. This is definitely enough to make an adult-sized chunky bean stitch hat, and it would be gorgeous. So if you've got odd colored balls or single balls that are really, really pretty, it's a pretty kind of yarn that you bought because you saw it and you just had to have it, but it's still sitting in your stash, then I recommend making some hats out of them because they turn out looking absolutely beautifully. This textured stitch looks nice in a solid color or in a variegated color, even self-striping, and they make wonderful gifts. I love this hat. I wore it all last winter and I intend to wear it all this winter too, and everywhere I went people commented on it, so highly recommend the chunky bean stitch hat. Okay, next we have a couple of scarves. These are 2 very different scarves, but they were both made using a single ball of yarn. So first, this gorgeous thing. This is a corner-to-corner scarf, and it was made using a single ball of self-striping yarn. So something that looks a bit like that. It's not necessarily variegated, it's self-striping. Not long stripes, shorter stripes, but it gives you this really beautiful kind of almost a rainbow effect. And that was made using only 1 ball of yarn. So that's a nice little scarf. It's perfect for the fall, even the early winter. It's more than enough to kind of wrap around your neck and cover your chest to sort of keep you warm, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So if you've got some of those self-striping balls of yarn because you bought them and you thought, oh my gosh, that's so pretty, that's what you can do. That's a 1 ball project. So that's 1 scarf. The other scarf we have is an infinity scarf. Absolutely love these. This one is so beautiful. This is another self-striping ball of yarn made using a cake, so a slightly larger cake, but 1 ball makes 1 very big scarf. And of course you can use a bigger hook with this. That's what gives it this nice sort of drapey look. And it's only made using the single crochet stitch. So crazy simple. That's another reason I love making it. I've made a few of these for gifts. It's such a luscious kind of scarf. I like putting this on, especially in the fall, underneath like a light sweater or maybe just under sort of an over shawl or something, like a cardigan. And it just has sort of this nice, warm, cozy, woodsy, toasted marshmallow kind of feeling. So that's not super quick, but not super slow. I think you could probably, if you're a decent sort of speedy crocheter, you could definitely make 1 or 2 of these in a whole day, because like I say, it's just using 1 ball of yarn and a single stitch over and over again. So nice and simple, really pretty, and it's great if you've got 1 cake. So if you've got 1 cake left over from a project, or you bought it on spec, or you bought it because you thought it was so pretty and now they've discontinued it and you don't know what to do, 1 cake makes 1 of these. So 1 little ball of self-striping yarn makes this, 1 cake makes this. And these 2 scarves, along with that hat we showed you, we have written patterns for those as well. So if you're the written pattern type, you'll find those in our Etsy shop. And we'll also link our Etsy shop and the website in the description box down below, because we've got some helpful things on the website we'll mention a little bit later too. So you can check them out if you are looking for the written pattern. All right, I need to make a little room here, so I'm going to hand Mr. InStitches the hat and the scarf, and then you can take that one too. Okay. One more wearable for you. This is a version of our Splendid Springtime Shawl using, once again, a single cake. So I think this was like a cinnamon spice. I think that was the name of the cake that I used. And I only found the one. I loved it. I bought it. Turns out it's a discontinued colorway. So another reason, if you've got discontinued colorways in some of your cakes that you've got lying around, this is another great little project. It actually makes quite a big version of this scarf. So this is 1 ball, or 1 cake I should say, if I can actually keep it in my hands. There we go. And you can wear it like a scarf, or you can wear it, I should say, you can wear it like a shawl, or you can wear it like a scarf. And I like to do this especially in the fall. I just sort of wrap the 2 ends around my neck and then tuck them underneath, and then I kind of wear it like a big long bandana. And it's, again, just enough to kind of cover your chest and keep you warm, and it's a beautiful flash of color under your face. 1 cake project, and that's using our Splendid Springtime Shawl tutorial. And we actually have a written pattern that goes along with that that's over on our website. So if you want to try reading patterns because you're new to it and you're still kind of unsure, then you can head to the pattern workshop page on our website, download the Splendid Springtime Shawl pattern, and you can follow along with the tutorial, and you can learn how to follow a pattern and make somebody a fabulous gift at the same time. All right, this is pretty warm, so I'm not going to leave this on. This is still August after all. All right, I'm going to give this to you too, honey. I'm going to fold it up though. Oops, 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 oops. Okay, hang on, hang on. There you go. Thank you.
The yarn claw.
The yarn claw. The project claw.
The project claw.
Okay, what do we do next? Useful things, decorative stuff, or lightning quick gifts? What do you want to do?
Ooh. You stumped me. I'm looking at the table and I'm seeing all this color and I'm going, ooh, short circuit.
Okay, let's do
Let's go with the lightning.
Oh, you want to do lightning quick? Okay.
Or you want to save those for last?
No, we can do lightning quick.
Let's do lightning quick, because sometimes people need like last minute gifts.
It's true, it's true. Okay, then we have a few things in this category. Right off the bat, we've got 2 different hair scrunchie patterns. So one's kind of just sort of like an easy hair elastic based one. That's what this one is. So you take a basic hair elastic, and this is a nice opportunity to use up odd scraps. So it doesn't even require a full ball of yarn. In fact, a full ball of yarn would make quite a number of these, but you can also use like your weird, strange novelty yarn, the fluffy stuff, the eyelash stuff, anything that's kind of just a bit weird. It also makes sense because sometimes you want to put a pretty little hair thing in your hair, or especially if it's for the younger girls out there, they might want something sort of pretty and sparkly or tinsely or just sort of a little bit odd looking. That's a great project to use up your sort of odd novelty style yarns, the different colored ones, or whatever scraps you might have lying around. So wool, acrylic, cotton, blends, novelty, whatever you've got, you just work some stitches around a basic hair elastic, and they are the cutest little hair arrangements, and they whip up really quick, so you can make up a whole pile of these in no time flat. The other scrunchie we did is more of a classic scrunchie, so you're actually using some sewing elastic. You make yourself the elastic ring first. I should say, no, you don't. You just, you're going to crochet a tube, put the elastic through it, sew the elastic together, and then sew up the tube. And of course, this is all explained in the video. But these are sort of the classic scrunchie look that was really popular in the 1990s. Again, not a very fast, I should say not a very long project. You can whip up a bunch in no time quick. And you can use up scrap yarn you might have lying around. So it could be fine weight, medium weight, chunky weight, doesn't matter what the weight category is because you're kind of going for just the shape or sort of a length. And that's more important, so the measurement is more important than the actual stitch count. And you can use up sort of extra yarn you might have lying around. Maybe you've got a little bit left after a cute little sweater you made for a new baby, and you're never really sure what to do with that extra baby yarn. They make great scrunchies. So 2 different kinds of scrunchie tutorials for you, and they're all a nice quick gift. And we have some other lightning quick gifts. Mr. InStitches, I think you're the one who's got the coasters.
The coasters. Want to start with the circle ones or the star ones?
I'll take those ones.
Okay, here they come.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, they fly.
Nice catch.
Woo! Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right, so if you don't want to use them as coasters, you can also throw them around the room.
They make a great frisbee.
I love it. So a lot of you will be familiar with this. Maybe some of you aren't. This is a basic mandala pattern. So this is a great introduction to learning how to crochet in the round, crochet something pretty and circular, and you can use up your scrap cotton with it. So if you've got little bits of cotton yarn left over from other projects, you can just use them up in this cute little coaster tutorial. Now, of course, you can make them all one color if you want. They look really cute in variegated colors too. But this was specifically a real nice cotton scrap project. And a whole set of these, I've got 3, there's a few more downstairs, but a whole set of these doesn't take very long to put together. And people love little things like coasters. They come in super handy. They're great indoors, outdoors, any time of the year. And this has a really, pleasing little pattern all the way around. Sort of looks a bit like a sunshine.
Incoming.
And so we've got more.
Wow.
One more. Whee! All right.
You caught every one.
I got every
I'm impressed.
So am I. So those are the sort of the circular ones, and then we have our granny star. I talk about this one all the time. Once again, like I said, these are all projects that I make again and again and again because I love them. This makes a really cute little coaster. It also makes a really cute Christmas ornament or a tag for a gift. So you can use different sized yarns, you can use different colors. This looks really cute in a Christmas variegated color, so the red, the green, the white, the sort of the classic colors. They look really nice all strung together in a garland. In fact, in the tutorial we show you how to do that. And like I said, you can make it out of cotton if you're going to turn them into coasters, or you can just use whatever else you've got lying around if you want to turn them into ornaments or tags or a garland. So yarn that's wool or acrylic or blends or whatever you've got lying around. It's a very handy, easy little project, and these whip up super quick too, and I've got a lot of these hanging on the tree. They have kind of a classic, rustic, pioneerish almost kind of look. I think that looks really cute. So those are a nice quick thing you can put together for stocking stuffers, maybe a little housewarming gift, maybe a little hostess gift, and they can be coasters or ornaments. So whatever you want them to be. It's kind of a flexible sort of pattern. So those are all lightning quick gifts. You've got 2 different kinds of hair scrunchies and a couple of different kinds of coasters. Okay, Mr. Stitches, coming back at ya. Ready?
Okay.
1.
Ow.
2.
Ouch.
Oh, sorry.
Ow. Oh, right at the camera. Ow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Okay, I will not fling these
I'll
at
be
you.
fine. I'm okay.
I'll just leave these on the table. We don't want to damage.
I'm just kidding. Those were so soft. It felt like someone was throwing like a marshmallow at
Or
you.
tossing a puppy at you.
Or a puppy, yeah.
Something equally cute and soft.
A puppy or a baby duck.
Or a baby duck. Aww. Oh my gosh. Okay. Useful things or decor or kind of super scrap projects.
Useful things.
Yeah. Useful things.
I say those go last.
Okay.
Let's go with the purse.
The purse? Okay. So this is, I've selected this one because I've made versions of this for myself a dozen times in my life. I love this kind of bohemian scrappy purse. Really simple to make. It's a fun little tutorial, and you can use up whatever yarn you might have lying around. So you can select colors from your stash, you can use a single ball, make a ball out of whatever you've got lying around. You can use up variegated yarns, solid colored yarns, self-striping yarns. You can use chunky weight, medium weight, bulky weight, even. You can even just make it using like a lightweight yarn. So you can combine them together, and the more you combine, so the more texture, the more color, the more kind of wild and bohemian it has the look it gets. And it's just basically making a couple of very simple ever-expanding circles, and then adding a little bit of an edge to it, and of course a helpful little strap. We create a little drawstring, and then you've got this cute little bag. This is really nice for the younger set, unless you're a bit like me and you still like your hippie clothes. I use mine all the time. But I loved these when I was a teenager, and I have a lot of younger little friends that I've made them for in bright pinks and yellows, and they absolutely love them. So it's a great, in a cute little purse, great to use up your scraps with, and it's very appealing to a lot of different age groups, depending on their personal style. So if you've got a bunch of scraps to use up, you might want to consider making somebody a really cute little purse. Okay, so Mr. InStitches wanted me to put the useful stuff last, so we're going to do that category last.
Yeah, let's save the useful stuff till the end.
So we're going to go with decorative. The fall is coming, so definitely my favorite time of the year. Last fall we made this cute little stuffed pumpkin pattern. I love this. I made one because I wanted to make a stuffed pumpkin. Then we made one during the tutorial, obviously. And then I made like a dozen more because I just thought they were so darn cute, and I had them sort of all over the place throughout the whole fall. So they're they really don't take up a lot of yarn. They're kind of a scrap project. You can use a lot of different colors because gourds come in different colors. You can have white pumpkins, you can have green pumpkins, you can have orange ones of different shades. So you can sort of jump into your stash and pull out whatever you've got lying around and make up some cute little gourds or little stuffed pumpkins. So this is a cute little bit of decoration. It's just before we get into the Christmas season. So if Thanksgiving or the fall is a big deal in your house and you like to decorate for it, or you know somebody who does, this is a great little pattern. Doesn't take very long to do. And the more wonky, so if you are kind of a bit new to crochet and maybe your stitching isn't even, that's perfect because it looks even more natural the more kind of, you know, crooked and crazy it is.
Great beginner project.
Great beginner project, yeah. It doesn't matter how the top turns out, like and then you can stuff it using a bunch of different kinds of stuffing. You've got leftover scraps of yarn, you can use leftover scraps of fabric, you know, actual pillow stuffing, chopped up t-shirts, socks, whatever you've got kind of lying around. And if you use things like chopped up t-shirts or socks, make sure you wash them first. But it gives it a nice heft. So if you want to use it as a doorstop, that's a cute little festive doorstop, and of course it'll keep your door open, and if anybody accidentally kicks it, it's not going to hurt. So it's another thing I love these little gourds for. And I'm going to throw these at you.
Oh, really?
So are you ready?
Hold on, let me put my helmet on. Okay, I'm ready. Don't hit the camera, though. I'm over here. Hey, nice. Okay.
Nice this one's a little lighter. You got it?
Oh! Well, these had a little more heft
that one did.
To them.
That one's got your socks in it, I think.
I don't know if I want the next thing you're going to throw at me. It might be an anvil. It'll be a crocheted, like that little heart up there, but it'll have an anvil in it.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
I like that.
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Okay, and the last thing we want to bring you, a couple more projects. These are super useful. So Mr. InStitches wanted me to save the useful stuff for last. So we just did this. This brightly colored thing is a plastic bag holder. So I know a lot of you...
dispenser.
/dispenser. I know a lot of you have moved away from using plastic bags, which is awesome. We are all trying to use less plastic, and if you still have some lying around, you obviously want to recycle them or use them up. So you can use them as garbage bags, you can use them to pick up after your pets, whatever it is you need your plastic bags for. If you have other bags though, so maybe you do have a dog that you take walking and you want to pick up after him, then you can stuff those little bags into one of these dispensers and keep it next to the front door. So these have a lot of uses, and if you know anybody who's got pets or is still kind of collecting garbage bags or uses any kind of bag for recycling, garbage, compost, whatever it might be, there's other compostable bags and stuff out there. This is a really stretchy little pattern. It's the soaring split shells pattern, so you can stuff a lot in here. It'll sort of accommodate quite a bit, and then of course you could just pull them out the bottom. You can use anything you want for this project. This is why we've included in this list. Not only is it useful, but it whips up super quick. I made this using a leftover ball of some variegated yarn I had. This is acrylic. I made one using cotton, some cotton yarn I had lying around. You could use any of those balls that have lost their labels. You don't know what they are anymore. It doesn't matter. You can use it to make this particular item because If you throw it in the washing machine, it shrinks, doesn't matter. It'll still be a stretchy kind of pattern. If you throw it in the washing machine and the color runs, doesn't matter because it is a useful little under the sink item. So if you've got balls of yarn that you don't know what to do with, then use them in something super useful. This does make a great gift. People do like to have these little dispensers. It helps kind of keep the clutter of bags that you are using under control and in one tidy little place. And a couple of you even mentioned after we did the tutorial that you keep your bags that you reuse at the shopping store in this, and you take this with you to the store, and then like if you're like, you know, packaging something that's a little bit wet or a little bit, you know, icky, then you can like have a little plastic bag on hand. So there's a billion reasons that you might want to have one of these lying around, or somebody else might want to use one. And like we said, you can use whatever yarn you've got in your stash. So it's a great, like, just start making it right now kind of project. So that's a favorite. I like that, and it really does whip up really quickly. The last useful thing we have are these, on the topic of shopping, mesh shopping bags. So these are great for your produce. They're also just great if you're going quickly to the market and you just want to grab a couple of little things. So you can roll them up and tuck them in your bag or your purse, so you've always got sort of an extra little shopping bag on hand.
They're also extremely stretchy.
They're very stretchy. We used a mesh stitch, and it stretches out so you can put quite a bit in here.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how much you can fit in there.
Yeah, and I used cotton specifically for this, so I would still recommend using cotton for a bag like this, because cotton washes well, and you're probably going to want to wash your shopping bags a little more frequently than other things. And cotton is really strong. So it's a stretchy stitch, but it's also a strong fiber. So if you've got a bunch of stuff in here, you can kind of rely on the bag and you know that it's not going to snap or break on you. So I still recommend using cotton for this, but a lot of us have cotton yarn lying around, and that is a great way to use it up. These make amazing gifts. So we should all be kind of keeping a few reusable bags on us at all times. It sort of cuts down on all the extra clutter, and as more and more of us go plastic bag free while we're out there shopping, it's nice to have some shopping bags on hand to carry your goodies home with you. And that's not just like food, that can be other stuff too. So if you're, you know, heading to the mall, or you're sort of, you're in your car a lot and you just want to make sure that you've like got a little something in your purse or maybe in the glove compartment, so you've always got a couple bags on hand just in case, you know, you're going to have 2 or 3 more things in your arms than you want to carry. Having one of these on hand is great too. So yeah, that's a fun little pattern. This, you can probably make up at least 1 or 2 of these in a day. So if you're sort of sitting down for a few hours to do some crochet, this is a nice mindless pattern. It kind of goes relatively quickly because of that nice little mesh stitch. It's mostly just chain, so it's not a very complicated pattern either. And it's super useful. And I've got 2 here, and that's all cotton. So highly recommend those. I find myself making these for people a lot. I find myself making a lot of these things for everybody. And so that's what I'm going to sort of start diving into this week as I start fleshing out my gift list and my make-ahead stash. Is there anything you wanted to add, Mr. InStitches?
I was looking at the table and wondering, where's the Jayda InStitches dust mitt? That's very useful and very small.
I don't have that. That's because it's in the wash. I've been using that a lot. Yeah, we just did a tutorial on making a dust mitt. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. There's a nice little useful infomercial at the beginning there, just in case you're wondering what to do with a dust mitt.
In case you don't know how to use it.
Yeah, in case you don't know how to use a dust mitt. But all joking aside, we did a big clean around here yesterday in the InStitches family household, and I used that thing to within an inch of its life. Twice now I've used it, and I've tossed it in the washing machine, and it comes out just lovely and fluffy and ready to go again. And it really works. You can get into things like, you know, the vases, the pretty things you have sort of sitting out, you know, just stick your whole hand in there, underneath the TV, underneath sort of harder to get areas. It's just like, it's that easy. It makes getting to those more difficult places to reach areas a lot easier. And if sometimes you don't want to sort of fuss with something on the end of a stick, you can just sort of stick it on your hand and, like, you know, get the cobwebs out of a corner or something. It grabs everything. So I absolutely love that. And if you're looking for something useful, I know getting a dust mitt for Christmas kind of either it either says you have a dirty house or I don't like you. I mean, I don't know if you want to give them as a gift, but they are.
It's like getting a bar of soap.
People will ask
like,
for
really?
Them. Yeah, really? What are you saying?
Are you saying something? A stick of deodorant?
A stick of deodorant.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe just give these to your friends and your family members, the ones who know you well. But in all honesty, when people see them, they will ask you for them. So these will become gifts because people will ask for them. Everybody I know loves these.
Useful items.
Useful items,
right?
I know.
Useful items are useful.
It's like, you know, when you're like, you're a kid and you get a pair of socks, you're like, really? And then you're an adult and you get a pair of socks, you're like, yes! You know, like new socks.
Yes, a dust mitt! I've always wanted one of these.
Honestly, Mom InStitches asked for the dust mitt, so
Yes.
we made one, and she'll probably be getting one for Christmas.
She's gonna get 8 for Christmas.
She's gonna get a whole bunch.
All in different colors.
They're soft, they're easy to use, they're easy for anybody in the family to use and to help out with. That's sort of nice if you've got little ones and they're trying to be helpful, which is just so cute. You can stick a dust mitt on their hands and sort of put them on their hands and knees and go, here, go clean the floor. It works. Those things work. And then you just toss them in the washing machine and the dryer and they come out as good as new. And that's where ours is right now. That's why it's not here on the table. So that's kind of like a baker's dozen. That makes it 13 super useful projects.
We're adding a little bonus.
Yeah, a little bonus.
Okay, well, we'll link it below.
Yeah, we'll include that too.
Yeah.
But that's it. So hopefully you guys found something in that little pile of goodies that you might want to just dive into making right now. You probably have what you need in your stash already. So the idea is, you know, something that's fun to make, it's easy to make, maybe it's something that just about anybody would like, and you can also just start making it right now. You don't have to spend any extra money because you've already spent the money previously and it's already in your stash. So do a little stash diving this afternoon, see what you can find, and try any one of those. We'll make sure the links to all those tutorials are in the link in the description box down below. And yeah, happy gift making. We hope you found something useful here.
And I just wanted to remind everyone, if you're on the computer, you have to click the Show More button.
Oh yeah, in the
not
box.
everyone's aware of that.
Yeah.
We have a ton of information underneath all of our videos, and most of it's hidden, so you can only see like the first 2 lines. So make sure you hit the Show More button if you're on your computer, your PC, or your laptop. If you're on your phone or tablet when you watch a video, there's a little arrow underneath the video next to
in the description box.
Yeah, it's like just below. You have to click that arrow to see all the links and all the things like that.
Yeah, that's helpful. That's
yes,
good.
not everyone knows that, so I just thought I would share.
Well,
that
and we're
with
watching
everyone.
on different devices, and the devices keep changing. So
I go from the computer to my phone. I get confused constantly. So when I learn something, I want to share it.
Yes, very helpful. Thank you, Mr. InStitches.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so all that information will be in the description box, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section, and that is also below the video, no matter what device you're on. Once more, everything we showed you here today, we've got video tutorials for. So if you want to launch into making any of these projects, we'll make sure the links to those videos are in the description box down below. We also have written patterns for all of these things. A lot of them are in our Etsy shop, so if you want to help support the show, please consider popping over to our Etsy shop and picking up a pattern. We'll have a link to our shop down there as well. And some of them are on our website. So over on our website, on the pattern workshop page, we have a whole bunch of free patterns. So if you're still learning how to read a pattern, that's a great place to go. Download some free patterns, check out the tutorials that go along with them, and you can just follow along with the pattern as you watch the tutorial, and it will give you a great sort of a notion about how a pattern is built and how to follow one along. So we encourage you to try that if you haven't already. And if reading patterns isn't your thing, but you still want to support the show, then please consider becoming a member. We have lots of fun little perks for our members, and you can find out more about the membership program by clicking the join button down below or the link that you find in the description box. We love our members, we really appreciate everybody's support of our show, and we have a lot of fun over there too. And that is it! We hope you found something useful today, and you've got maybe a new set of projects you want to sort of jump right into, dive into your stash after watching this video, and we will see you soon here on the Jayda InStitches show. Until then, stay safe, stay crafty, have an awesome week everybody, and get busy, time's a-ticking.
Hi everybody, Mr. InStitches here. Thank you for watching today. Here are some of our other videos you might be interested in. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.